Arizona Republican Congressman David Schweikert. Welcome. Great to have you here.
No, thank you, Irma.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe the executive order is now an invitation of thousands of illegals to just come on over, particularly if our economy gets better? What impact do you think this is going to have on border security?
Well, the fact of the matter is the world works on incentives and disincentives, and we're waiting to start hearing the stories once again, just like we had with the unaccompanied minors, with large populations coming out of Central America, coming towards our southern border. And we have documents that when the president did DACA, the deferred action, that they knew that this was going to create a wave of population heading to that border. But you were just hitting on some, actually sort of a brilliant subject. There's two things moving here. One is immigration policy, but one is the imperial presidency and the danger, the threat that is to our republic. Think of this. Eric, who's my friend who you just had on, if this had been George Bush doing an action like this, I believe the left would have been apoplectic. We're going to have to deal with the reality that the president does not have this type of unilateral authority.
Speaker of the House John Boehner said, in his words, the People's House will rise to this challenge. We will not stand by idle as the president undermines the rule of law in our country. Are you predicting that we're going to see spending legislation to stop the president?
My instinct, and we've had a couple discussions on conference calls the last 2 days, is we're going to try to do everything, whether it be legal approaches, whether states and those of us as members of Congress, and hopefully we will have standing, everything down to policy bills and spending bills. We need to actually rein in this type of unilateral executive action.
The current government funding measure expires December 11th. Congress must pass a new one. Do you expect a new measure loaded with language to block the president that could provoke a shutdown if the president vetoes it?
I actually don't, because I'm not sure we have the mechanical hooks to make that all work. Remember, the majority of the appropriations bills have actually made it out through the House of Representatives. So do we reach out, reassemble those, and put those out as a minibus, or some people refer to as an omnibus package, and the couple remaining bills, do those as a continuing resolution on short term? We have to sort of work through both with our lawyers, legal, political policy, on how do you protect the operations of the U.S. government and actually rein back sort of the unilateral actions coming from this president?
The president seems to be saying we are, in essence, a selfish nation, as he referenced scripture in his Thursday night speech, if we are not open to spending trillions of additional dollars to accommodate people who broke the law and will now be protected from deportation. How do you respond to that?
I sort of wish the president had read a little bit further in the scripture, because I think he would have found the next couple paragraphs actually rolled back away from what he was trying to spin. The reality of it is the president really cared about border enforcement. He would have reached back to the legislation we passed in July. This last July, we passed a package that died in the Democrat-controlled Senate. Reach out, grab that, and work with us. There's this political theater coming from the White House that the House of Representatives hasn't been working on immigration policy. We just haven't been giving the Democrats what they want.
So you foresee a big fight ahead?
It's not only a fight about the president and protecting our republic, but also what is rational immigration policy? Does the United States become like the rest of the industrialized world, where you do a talent-based immigration system? Not what we do today, which is substantially a familial-based, country of preference and origin system. And that's actually a big change, and I think a lot of the folks that demand comprehensive reform don't completely understand what that means.
Congressman, great to see you today. Thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts on this. And of course, we'll be checking back with you as this debate continues into the new year. Appreciate it. Now it's your turn to weigh in.